Miami opened the season with a 13-6 loss at Northwestern on Saturday. The Redhawks defense picked up right where it left off last season. Coach Martin praised the defense, saying that, hey, holding the Big Ten Wildcats to just 13 points, if that was their job, then they did their job well. Miami's offense simply just didn't do enough. You had Brett Gabbert back at quarterback. Took him a little bit to kind of get going. The second half looked like Brett Gabbert despite tossing 2 interceptions. On the bright spot, he looked more comfortable as the game went on. So I think we're going to see prime Brett Gabbert back in full swing here before no time. Bright spots on offense, Cade McDonald. 8 catches, 105 yards. That was a career high for receptions for Cade. Did a wonderful job being a big target for Blaine Gabbert on Saturday against Northwestern. Defense-wise, Matt Salopek, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year last year, wrapped up 10 tackles. He's doing Matt Salopek things. Overall, I would say a C+ performance for the Miami Redhawks. It looks like they're probably going to have to take a little bit of time to use this bye week, figure some things out before they head on into their home opener against UC on September 14th.
Hello, this is Kyle Rowland from the Toledo Blade. Last week went well for Toledo. Week 1, got a win over Duquesne. I thought quarterback Tucker Gleason was solid in his first start as kind of the guy in the post-Don DeQuan Finn era. Only thing he kind of had some issues with was throwing the deep ball, easily correctable thing. Defense struggled at times in the first half, but really clamped down on the second half. Duquesne only had 5 first downs. They had less than 100 yards. Certainly some things they need to iron up. UMass this week, I think, is a huge kind of get confident, shore up some of the issues you've had, because the 2 weeks after this are not make or break for their season for Toledo, but make or break in the sense of becoming a national story and perhaps being a contender for the Group of 5 playoff spot. You got a road game at Mississippi State and a road game at Western Kentucky. 2 very difficult games, but also 2 that can kind of spotlight yourself and get you ready. So I expect Toledo to play well against UMass. I think they'll be 2-0 going into the Mississippi State game. And all in all, solid performance in week 1 against Duquesne.
NIU, obviously a big win last week, 54-15 over Western Illinois. Degree of difficulty increases a little bit this week when they head to Notre Dame. Western Illinois still searching for their first win from 2021. Notre Dame is ranked 5th in the country. So obviously a little bit of a difference. Obviously it's going to be a very, very uphill battle for the Huskies in this one. I think you look at game 1 standouts. You got to look at what Ethan Hampton did. They were playing the starting quarterback very close to the chest. He ends up just eating up that defense. And they weren't even playing conservative. Kind of maybe you would have expected more of a game manager mode. I certainly was. He was hurling up deep passes. They were catching them. So it was really impressive to see that. I assume they're going to get back to the basics with Ontario Brown next week. He only needed, I believe it was 8 carries to get about 72 yards. He was probably going to have about 3 times as many carries, I would assume. Maybe not any more yards. But they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to get it to work really well. Obviously, their pass defense, or their pass rush, they were impressed with the defensive line. Talking to them today, both the coaches and the players said they played very well. Only 1 sack they came up with, though. That doesn't seem to really be worrying them a ton. They like the way the D-line played. The Notre Dame offensive line is inexperienced, so that's the one advantage the Huskies are looking at. I mean, obviously, you're just going to assume they're going to be behind the 8 ball in terms of size and speed, probably, but they do have the experience advantage there. So we'll see how it all plays out. Notre Dame is a 28-point favorite in the game. That sounds about right. If you're looking for a score prediction, 38-17, let's say Notre Dame wins out.
I'm Rachel Lindsay from the Buffalo News, here to give an update on the University of Buffalo football team for Backyard Brawl. Buffalo faces number 9 Missouri on Saturday in Columbia, Missouri. Faces an SEC team for the first time since 2012 when it lost to Georgia. UB beat Lafayette 30-13 in its season opener August 29. They got a 195-yard, 2-touchdown passing performance from quarterback CJ Ogbonna. But now they pivot to play one of the SEC's top teams in the Tigers. Keys to facing Missouri. Secondary needs to be prepared. Mizzou threw for 300 yards, averaged more than 10.3 yards per pass last week against Murray State. UB also has to clean up the special teams issues, and there were 2 big ones against Lafayette. A muffed kickoff and a blocked punt that set up a touchdown for Lafayette. Also, UB cannot be intimidated in a Power 4 environment. They played at Wisconsin, they've played at Penn State, they've played at Nebraska, they've played at Maryland over the last 4 to 5 years. And these places, they're loud. People are fortified. Yeah, this is going to be a bye game for them, but these are the kind of games that are going to show UB what they're made of, and this time they're going to do it against the number 9 team in the country.